A gaggle of university students were outside the courthouse when Najib Razak came in for his trial. They weren't his fans, but he offered a Wefie with them, a far cry from the days when his supporters fought for the prized moment. Inside the court, however, the trial heard about how the Retirement Fund Incorporated, or KWAP, breached its own guidelines in approving a 4 billion ringgit loan to SRC International, which only had 1 million ringgit in assets. To recap, SRC applied for 2 loans, one in 2011 and the other in 2012. The second loan was only to be used as working capital, but over the past 2 weeks of trial, multiple witnesses have testified about how the money went into paying for myriad purposes: media monitoring and credit cards, to home renovations, and even political espionage.
Aras Lenin.
By the Malaysian Insight, this is The People vs. Najib Razak. Follow us into the courtroom where it all happens. I'm Patrick Teo. Last week started slow and tedious, going through names, dates, and transactions over and over again as we delved into the nitty-gritty details of the money trail. But things got a lot more interesting when we heard about political espionage and found out just how much Najib earned when he was still in office, which certainly didn't match up to the millions he was spending. Go back and listen to episode 1 of this podcast series to catch up on the drama that is Najib's SRC trial. Today is the first day of Ramadan, where Muslims fast from dawn to dusk for 30 days. It is also day 13 of Najib Razak's SRC International trial. The former Prime Minister arrived in court at 8:53 a.m., dressed in a bright blue suit and striped tie. A group of university students were gathered at the lobby, but they were not waiting for him. However, Najib, who appeared to be in a very good mood, stopped and asked them if they'd like to take a Wefie with him. Wefie's out of the way, he made his way up to the 5th floor courtroom. The first order of business? Placing his 2 cushions in the dock. Najib was seen chatting and laughing with a friend in the public gallery before trial started. Fast-talking Amirul Imran Ahmad, the prosecution's 29th witness, was back on the stand. Amirul worked in KWAP as Deputy President for the Fixed Income Department from 2011 to 2014. Let's hear from Ray.
Last week, Amirul told us about the fast-track 2 billion ringgit loan from KWAP to SRC. This morning, he verified emails he had received from missing former SRC CEO, Nik Faisal Arif Kamil, and the additional 2 billion ringgit loan. This is what he told the court. In March 2012, SRC asked for another 2 billion ringgit loan. KWAP agreed, subject to the same conditions of the first loan, a government guarantee. During the same period, SRC was taken over by the Ministry of Finance. Najib, who was finance minister at the time, agreed to the loan, after a meeting with former KWAP CEO Azian Muhammad Noor and Treasury Secretary General Irwan Sariga Abdullah. Now, what's unusual here was that the government asked that the funds be disbursed first, with the guarantee letter to follow 10 days later. To quote Amirul, this has never happened before in KWAP's history. Nik Faisal also sent an email outlining the various investments SRC was looking into. These included potential ventures with the Kuwait Investment Authority and Abu Dhabi government's Mubadala Development Company. These were the details required by the fund. Amirul also told the court that the 4 billion ringgit, which was approved, could only be used for working capital and nothing else. As Amirul talked, Najib slumped in his seat, creasing his blue suit. When court took a 10-minute break, he went out to stretch his legs.
Amirul was excused after this. He will be cross-examined tomorrow morning. Najib's lawyer, Harvinderjit Singh, or Harvey, who had prepared all the questions for the witness, was not present in court today. Next on the stand was Noor Hayati. She was branch manager at Affin Bank, The Curve. She read from a prepared statement, but we couldn't really hear her clearly as she had a sore throat. She identified bank opening documents for Ehsan Perdana and confirmed that the company's accounts are still active. Let's go back to Ray.
Ehsan Perdana, which was formerly known as Gem Horizon, had 3 accounts in Affin Bank, ending with 1300, 1001 and 1108. Noor Hayati told the court that Ehsan Perdana received 40 million ringgit in December 24, 2014 and 2 5 million ringgit transactions on February 5th and 6th, 2015. That comes up to a total of 50 million ringgit. The money came from Gandengan Mentari, SRC subsidiary's account in M-Bank. These 3 transactions, 40 million, 5 million and 5 million, were transferred from SRC to Gandengan Mentari to Ehsan Perdana on the same dates, December 24, 2014 and February 5th and 6th, 2015 respectively. This was verified by M-Bank manager Uma Devi and Affin Bank's Electronic Fund Transfer Processing Officer Rozaya Rosli. A few days after these transactions, money was then channeled to Najib's private accounts in M-Bank, a total of 42 million ringgit. 5 million ringgit went into his 906 account and 37 million ringgit into his 880 account. This money flow was confirmed by Wedeni Senen, M-Bank's remittance officer. While Noor Hayati was testifying, Najib would occasionally look at his phone.
The prosecution had no further questions for Noor Hayati after she confirmed the transactions. Defense lawyer Farhan Reid began his cross-examination, going through her witness statement again before court took a 30-minute break, a shorter lunch period for Ramadan. Najib would typically head out around this time, but it was unclear where he went today, as there wasn't enough time for him to leave the court complex. After the lunch break, Farhan continued his cross-examination. He began questioning her about the internal transactions that took place between the 1001 and 1108 accounts. The defense wrapped up quickly as the hearing ends earlier due to the fasting month. Noor Hayati will be back again tomorrow. Before proceedings ended, Najib's lead counsel Shafi Abdullah requested that court start later tomorrow. He has to be present at the Court of Appeal, which will decide whether or not to recuse former Federal Court Judge Gopal Sri Ram as the lead prosecutor for the 1MDB trial. Justice Muhammad Nazlan Muhammad Ghazali asked other members of Shafi's team to continue with the trial, but Shafi replied sheepishly, quote, "I don't have 2 Najibs, my lord," unquote. As this is a criminal proceeding, Najib is required to be present at all hearings. So trial will resume at 10 a.m. tomorrow. This podcast is produced, written and mixed by Revati Subramaniam, Yap Pik Kwan, Yvonne Lim and Ravin Palanisamy. Additional reporting by Beat Hong and Timothy Acharya. I'm Patrick Teo.